In today's tutorial, we will try to develop a retrosynthetic analysis of this target molecule, a very interesting compound, since this compound is the main component responsible for the fluorescence of scorpions. Well, it is called a 7-hydroxy-4-methyl Coumarin. This central part here is the typical Coumarin framework. Please try to develop this retrosynthetic analysis by yourself first, then listen to the solution which I will offer. First of all, we have to look for strategic bonds. This ester group here, this ester bond, is certainly such a strategic bond, easily to be formed and easily to be broken. And here, this substituent sitting at the aromatic ring, well, this bond is also a strategic bond. What remains on this side is just this 1,3-dihydroxybenzene called resorcinol. So, with what kind of synthon do we have to connect this molecule to get to this structure? Well, this is resorcinol, certainly very electron-rich. So we have donator reactivity here. We have donator reactivity also at that oxygen. Therefore, for that synthon to react with that, we need acceptor reactivity here and acceptor reactivity there. Well, okay, what could be a cheap synthetic equivalent for this synthon? This molecule, acetoacetic acid ester, typical for lots of heterocycle syntheses from the 19th century. And indeed, that combination of a phenol or also resorcinol with such a compound is then called the Pechmann condensation. And it works very well with acid as a catalyst. In modern times, often acidic solid phase catalysts are applied. For instance, Amberlist 15, a polymer with lots of sulfonic acid functionalities. And this is very versatile, since you can get rid of the acidic catalyst and even might recover it just by filtering it off from the reaction mixture. So indeed, this acetoacetic acid ester and here resorcinol, heating it up to 110 degrees as an optimum, will deliver a 95% yield of this product. So, this ester functionality is formed by a transesterification with this molecule. what about the idea not to apply this one, but applying the carboxylic acid itself? Well, I'm not doing a transesterification, but a esterification. This is not a good idea. You should remember that beta-keto carboxylic acids are not stable. They will decarboxylate even under moderate conditions, for sure at 110 degrees. And, well, okay, CO2 is formed. And in this case, simply acetone. Thanks for listening.